I'm live. Hello. What is up? What is up, y'all? How is it cracking, so to speak? Hey. Firstly, hello to everybody that's in chat already. You're here, nice and early. Good for you. I apologise for just how slow the start of streams always tend to be, because, hey, if you're new here, the way streams work is your first kind of like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes is just kind of waiting for people to get in to the stream, because, you know, it's just because the notification goes out doesn't mean that people are immediately there. So hello everybody. We got Major Tom in chat. Hello Major Tom, good that you're here and not playing today. Good to see you. Academic Chris, of course, good to see you, my man. Rainer, Jim, this is Jimmy. This is a StarCraft reference, right? Is that, or have I missed something? Hello, Andy. Hello, Ian. Hi. Painting Volker's bored of grey pipes. Haha, we all love a good piping. However, I would have to say that when it came to Volkers, I smashed that out super quick by not piping any one or thing. And I just sponge everything. It was great fun. I actually really enjoyed the way I painted Volkers, to the point that it made me want to paint more terrain. I haven't, to be clear, but like I could smash that out. It's all to do with my spray bottle wash, plus just multiple layers of that. Yeah, and a sponge. Didn't touch a brush once. It's not for everybody, obviously, but I really enjoyed it. GG Easy Prince, ahoy, ahoy, matey. Good to see you there. Of course, GG Easy Prince, if you recently watched my equipment video, he's the guy that provided the all-in-one travel box, which I really liked. So go check him out. There's a discount code on that video if you want 10% off. Kiwi Commander, you're only late by 1 minute. You got to keep, you know, it's all about anticipation. Keep them suspense. Keep them waiting. I don't know. Yes, I'll take the 1 minute. First 10 to yes. The first 10 to 120 minutes of a live stream is not the most important thing in the world, I will admit. Hi, Lords of Terror, good to see you. How do you? How long will I be able to do Blizzard Idle / Click banter? Just keep going. Yeah, I love me some StarCraft. Haven't played lately. The last time I interacted with StarCraft was, oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but I watched a full retrospective of Minecraft. God, no, I've never interacted with Minecraft at all. Of StarCraft, really enjoyed it. I have a real weird thing where I just really like watching retrospectives of computer games. Don't know why, but yeah, absolute fire. Absolute fire. Really enjoy them. More hobbying. Good Lord, Andy. More where? I'm not doing any hobby. Treat them mean, keep them keen is what I was thinking of, Major Tom. Thank you. Everything here was here last week. I haven't done any... I have done hobby this week, but it's not on display here. Is it? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I have swapped things around a little bit. Jim Crimmins, howdy kids. I caved and went to Crossfire for a handful of team tokens last night. Not necessary, but fun to have. Excellent. I hope that you use my discount code, of course, for 5% off with them. Yeah, I think that buying the... So we all probably have our tokens, either from last edition or from the core book, right? Or Hivestorm, etc. But I do think there are certain tokens that for certain teams are pretty, I'm going to say mandatory. Like, I use the generic tokens for various kill teams. For like a crack grenade or a smoke grenade, right? So I've got those, and I know that, okay, I just keep them to the side, I move them off when needed. But then if I've got them, and I want to keep track of when have I used various abilities throughout the turn, because some of them you can use once a turn, like a Feel No Pain. Some of them you can use once a game. You kind of do want, yeah, you need a bunch of tokens that you know what they mean. I cannot pronounce your name, so I'm not even going to try. But, so I actually don't know what that number means. So 131. So I know that I think both America and Europe use that number. I don't do. I use things that are like my scale is between like 3 and 10 is the healthy range, or 4 and 10 is healthy range. I don't know what 131 means, but I'm connected to my app, so let's find out. I'm currently 7.1, a smooth 7.1. I'll take that. No, the fact you were tempted to paint more terrain. Oh, yes. Yes, no, so this temptation was a while back now. Don't worry. This has not hit me hard lately. In fact, I'm really, really procrastinating on painting. I have so much to paint and I just am not. There you go. I'm just not. I'm building because I really like building because, you know, we all kind of, 7.3, a classic number. Good, good. We all, you know, we all get different things out of the hobby, and some people like to do, for example, jigsaw puzzles maybe. Some people like to paint, you know, like a canvas. Some people like to paint models. I get that same kind of level of zen and shutting out other things and able to like lose my mind, get that flow state of it in building models. Yeah, so I quite enjoy doing that purely because it's my chill time, but then I lose that when I paint. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you see, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't the surname that was throwing me. I think I could probably pronounce your surname. It's the first name, unfortunately. Tokens for Blooded are fully mandatory and you need a lot. Yes. I would assume so, but I don't play Blooded, so I wouldn't really know. But I'll believe you. I was thinking a little bit less so now, but you kind of do need a way to track which marks you've given Legionary. I think that's really important. Yeah. There's a guy on Colts 3D, Andrew Young, who does amazing team token caddies to keep them all organised and separate. Caddies are a genius, absolutely brilliant. You've got to have a caddy. Off-topic question. Why some kill teams like Scouts are expensive? Oh, that's a fair question. I don't have a good answer for you. There is a general rule when it comes to how GW prices things that it has nothing to do with the amount of plastic in the box. It's how much that model or that unit should probably be used in the game of 40k. End of sentence. There you go. It's why I believe Striking Scorpions are the most expensive kill team, because in theory you can buy one box and never have to buy it again. So I don't know why Scouts are super expensive, because they're a thing that you might want to buy multiples of, but I don't know. Yeah. Don't worry. Polski people have trouble with this goddamn surname too. I bought a box of Scouts to make more warriors after getting the team in Salvation. I know the tokens are virtually the same, but it's nice to have the new ones. Yes, I fell for the same trap. I've got one of them over here, actually. Let me show you it. So I bought the Blades of Cain because I was really hyped on them, and I took them to the first 2 tournaments I went to, right? It's a bit dusty, never mind. And I was like, cool. You know, now I get to also get the new tokens. It's like, oh, 3 tokens. I was very let down, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I don't know, man. It didn't feel worth it. But it's fine, because I wanted the model, so it's not a big deal. But, yeah. Whoops. Cool. Just got some sexy waifu game advert. Very on brand for your channel. Really? Hey, I'm cool with that. Like, that's pretty, yeah. That's my vibe. So interesting. Does that mean that you missed what I've said? I don't know how YouTube handles its adverts. I know that on Twitch, the way it works is you get an advert and you miss anything the streamer says. Does this mean that you missed what I just said? Or are you now like a minute behind everybody else? I actually have no clue. Yeah. Because I use YouTube Premium, to clarify. Because YouTube is completely unusable without some way to block the ads. And I didn't want to use an ad blocker because I sometimes watch YouTube at work. So my ad blocker wouldn't work there with work systems. So I just bought premium. Get the same zen from building this quickly finished product. That's awesome model on the desk just came to life. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree, because it doesn't take me too long to build. It looks cool because I haven't had a chance to ruin it with my color blindness yet, and my skill, to clarify. And then boom, you're there, you're good to go. Has GW stated whether there will be data cards for all eligible teams, or is it just one of those random GW things? There are, aren't there? I thought that they released data cards for every team. Like, I'm 95% sure they have. I see, thank you. I assumed that was the case why some kill teams were more expensive. I'm all about the one box ones. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, for the one box teams, scouts are still solid. You would always go, if you're only getting the one box, for the regular always go all scouts. Yeah. I was listening to Command Point last week. I probably said it in my last stream actually. And I thought it was an amusing thing. Somebody mentioned to them like, oh, you know, scouts, after they've done their scouting shenanigans, forward scouting ability, they kind of don't have a faction flavour and they're just normal dudes with nothing special to them. To which their answer was, their faction rule is they have shotguns that hit on 2s for 4 damage. You don't need more of a faction rule than that, baby. Yeah. So you do just miss it. Oh, okay. Well, in fairness, I don't say anything particularly useful in these videos, so hopefully you're good to go. The answer short to good. Good. It's a cool looking monolith in the background. Yes, well, it is unpainted. Just silver. And silver is the bastard colour, you know, the bastard son of grey. So, yeah, I haven't done anything with that yet. I've been so unmotivated to paint anything. I haven't even done my Necrons, which are the simplest paint scheme. I haven't done my custards, which are white. It would be so easy to make progress on all of them. I've deliberately picked colour schemes where I can make progress on them, and I'm just not doing it. I just don't want to. And it's so annoying. It means I go a whole week feeling like I haven't progressed. It's really frustrating. Oh well, I'll get over it. But yeah, got the ad randomly, skipped in 5 seconds, it just let me skip. I think so, I guess that was 5 seconds. Oh, okay, all right. Are there Star Striders data cards? Ah, okay, so you've asked about the trick question. No, Star Striders and Galapox aren't real teams. Yeah. Those are the only 2 teams that do not have kill team models and do not have kill team data cards, is my understanding. What? Yeah, so at the moment, the Elucidian Star Striders you can buy as a 40k kit, and you cannot buy the Galapox at all. They might get a re-release as a box for 40k when Death Guard get their codex. Otherwise, they're just gone. And that's it. So those aren't real teams. What would you say is a good way to get better at kill team? For example, playing slower and not rushing. So great question. Let me tell you this right now, because this kind of leads into actually one of the things, interesting teams and favourite KT format. This kind of leans into my favourite kill team format, but it's a little bit early for me to actually go to the bullet points. We've still got chat thriving, but we will in a moment. Masked Mumbler, hello, just picked up a box of Brood Brothers. Got any pointers? So if you have the Brood Brothers, you don't have, do you have the heroes for it as well? The Brood Coven dudes, or do you just have the 10-man box? Because if you just have the 10-man box, you're going to really struggle. You want to go pick up a Magus, and then just run the Magus. That is generally believed to be the best hero for Brood Brothers at the moment. It's not as fun as the Patriarch, but it does make your team better. Aside from that, Brood Brothers are all about auras. You want to make sure that things die in certain places, etc. Not yet. Oh, but yeah, you got to go pick up something. So you can buy the female Magus model, in which case it's just a single model. If you buy the Brood Coven, that's the same price as the Brood Brothers box that you just bought. So sorry about that. but you get all of the heroes there. So you're cool. You're cool. Walliam, we love a good custard. We do. I'm not a custard man myself, the food product, but I do like a custodes. Anytime I think of going over to 40k, I do think about I should start with custodes, shouldn't I? Because, you know, they're an elite team. I like elites. Even if they're not the strongest, at least I can be like, oh, I lost the game, but I didn't die too much. And when I roll my dice, I succeeded, and I like that. Yeah, I like succeeding my dice rolls. Hitting on 2s is very nice. Brian, sorry I'm late. Not to worry, not to worry. We're still fresh. We're still fresh. Within 15 minutes, you're on time, it might be. I built all the warriors during the power weapon knife phase. Oh yeah, sorry about that, man. Yeah. The thing is, so they've given those... They are not full-blown power weapons now anymore. They're still good though. Like, they're not bad knives, but knives. They're just not actual power weapons. Yeah. Star Striders are the most expensive kill team. You need to get a ship through them. Yes. So I would recommend there going Etsy, get 3D printed, but make sure you get it full size, 1-to-1 scale. That might cost you a bit of money, but it's worth it, I think, for a skirmish game, you know? It's worth it. Printing shop 2 doors down from my hood, yes. So I get all my cards printed on card there. Very nice, very nice. Well, yeah, I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? So because we do just get all of the PDFs, you can just print it, which is pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Andy, hey, Batito, how's it going? How's it going? Fake team? Maybe. Me, I am a fake team. I'm a fake kill teamer. Don't even play it anymore. That is a lie. I haven't played it for 2 weeks, but man, I've really needed 2 weeks off. Let me tell you that. I burned myself out so hard. I don't know how tournament grinders do it, man. Honestly, I got so frustrated and bored with Kill Team when I was grinding it out for January, and then I also grinded out lots and lots of content, which my patrons have already seen, obviously. But like, oh, yeah, I burn out way too quickly, way too quickly. Hello, what's the criteria for interesting teams? Well, we will get to that when we get to interesting teams. Yeah, that is one of my 2 bullet points for this week. Why do I have bullet points? It's kind of to entice you in, give you a little bit of a, oh, this is the structure we're going to follow. But really they're talking points for the chat. I'm here to talk to chat because YouTube is a very odd place where I just put things out and that's it. And like, but people watch me and they see what I say, and but then there's no real back and forth, because who wants a back and forth with text? That's boring. So it's just a very odd thing. However, you know, the purpose of these streams is not for me to be getting anything. It's just for me to talk to chat. I'm not really giving information here. I just want to have a chat with chat. So yeah, I've got to do it. Got to do it. So although I have 2 bullet points, which I will talk about, I'm only really talking about them when chat has gone quiet, basically. And chat tends to have a good 20-30 minutes as everyone's, you know, getting into the start of the stream, but then it simmers down and I can get to the points. But yeah. Firstly, jumping ahead, of course, GG Easy Prince has just donated me £5. Thank you so much, man. You're too kind, honestly. Thank you very much. It's your first super on a live stream ever. My YouTube thing tells me here, so that's really generous of you. Thanks. Of course, as already mentioned, GG Easy is the guy that does the 1-box kill team thing, which I did in my video, and I'm so bad at remembering to do things. So I just recorded another video, which again, patrons have seen, and will go live tomorrow. And it's, and I was fully intending to have a little 30-second cutaway segment where I show off the GG Easy box. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. Uploaded it. Was making the thumbnail and thought, oh, I forgot that, didn't I? Darn. So yeah, it will come. I will promo it more. I will point out how great it is for people that, you know, want to travel all in one. But I'm not good at it. I'm really not good at it. Right, I've missed some stuff. Oh, but you know what? You know what? It's time. We're at 20 minutes in. Are we? Yes, we are. So I'd like to say to everybody that's here right now, all 46 of you, I'd like to give you a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. Truly the wholesomeness knows no bounds. And hey, everybody, if you're a subscriber on Patreon or, you know, you support me in any way, shape or form, then that goes straight towards my hydration fund, which means thank you for keeping me hydrated and alive. There we go. Love life. Sisters of Silence kill team. I can totally see a Sisters of Silence kill team, actually, yeah. So I think like one retired custode surrounded by Sisters of Silence could be a great team. Because firstly, custodies as an army needs more kits. So giving them a kill team would be brilliant. But we can't have 5 custodes, obviously. So filling that roster out with one custode, it goes down to 5, right? Yeah, 1 custode, 4 girls, brilliant. I'd really enjoy that. I do want custodes in kill team, obviously. I've always thought I should do Imperial or Chaos Knights if I got into 40k, but I'm still tired of Tyranids since what I played when I first got into the game back in Tide. Yes. Knights are such an interesting one. So I have a Knight army. Of course I do. Because it seemed very approachable and easy, and I only have to memorize like 3 data sheets, and that's my army. And I think that's valid, but as long as you understand that Knight armies are a little bit tough for new players to play into, so if you're playing other new people, they might not really like your game, and they're a very binary army from what I understand. They just either win or lose depending on whether or not your opponent has skewed into taking out enough armor. So Knight lists are inherently a skew army, obviously. And if the meta in general is currently very horde-based and infantry-based, you're going to have a great time into various, at tournaments and such, into various other people. Because they are all going to be preparing, they're taking blasts, they're taking flamers that can deal with hordes. And then there's just you. Like, oh, I don't care about any of your guns. Cool. And then can you stand on a point without dying? Is the question that Knights pose. So yeah, very binary. A DPS check army is what they're called. Got Wrecker Crew about 2 days. Excited to play them. Any pointers? If you go back and watch my How to Play Wrecker Crew, or Wrecker Crew reveal, I had said that you probably want to build them all melee. I hadn't built them all melee, and it turns out that I had probably actually built them correctly. Yeah. So other people that have now gone on to play them more have said, no, don't go all melee, go coincidentally the way you have built them. I was like, oh, cool. That's lucky. Yeah. I would drop the gunner. I built a heavy gunner, which you don't want. You only want the Rocketeer dude. And it turns out you do want your knob to have double pistols, which is super good. Next faction for Gotcha videos. So, I don't know. They're all done. Well, all 11 of them that I did are done. And I'm just randomly uploading them when I need a filler video to go live. However, they're performing genuinely terribly. So I'm no longer going to span them out as fast as I can. There's going to be like 1 a week, 2 a week, something like that. Just, because nobody's watching them and they're hurting my channel. But they're done, so I'm still going to put them out. Oh, it just came through. Brian, thank you so much for the $10, man. Very, very generous of you. Again, anyone that donates to the hydration fund, much appreciated. Much appreciated. Of course, those codes are going to add up. I'm not sure Patreon is going to cover it. Better chip in a bit more. The good thing is this is Diet Coke, and therefore isn't hit by the sugar tax. Coincidentally, it costs the same amount as the normal Coke. So that's great. That's great. That's great. Right now, I'm overall enjoying the AOS 4th edition rules better than 40k 10th. Oh. I could natter about this all day. We're not going to get to Kill Team, are we? Yeah, I've been watching a channel called... so I've been watching a lot of two different channels. They're both battle report channels that do a similar kind of thing, but differently. One is Warpfire Minis for Age of Sigmar, and one is PNW 40k for 40k. I quite like both of the battle reports they're doing. They're very informative. There's no fluff. There's no people playing. It's just two people talking about this is how a game goes and moving models around on a board. I'm enjoying it a lot. So I would thoroughly recommend both of those channels if you want some very informative battle reports. To the point that, obviously my patrons already know this, but I've actually done a battle report already in the style of that, which has ended up about 20 minutes. It's just very informative, cut up, edited, so it's still quite fast moving, etc. I like what I've done there. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, I'm really enjoying listening to these games that I don't play, because I still inherently know quite a lot about them, even though I'm not actually playing them at the moment. 40k way more than Age of Sigmar, and it's quite fun listening to people that are clearly good, knowledgeable players at the game, explaining why they actually make moves. Whereas, for example, in some of the live streamed, 3-hour epics, and additionally, at the same time, frustratingly, the very heavily edited, like 40, killed 40k in 40 minutes stuff. In both of those, in an effort to keep things moving, they very rarely explain why they do things. And as someone that doesn't really know the game, I find that quite frustrating, because I would like to learn as I watch. I still like the spectacle, but I don't really know why anything's happening often. And so ultimately, like with Play on Tabletop, you come down to, oh, these people on the screen are having fun. I don't know what's happening. I guess some things they say are good and some are bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'd really like some infusions of tactical nous in there. But these two channels give you that, but they don't have any of the flash. But I'm cool with that. I don't need flash. Yeah. Yeah. I could keep talking about this, but I will move on. If it comes up again naturally, we can get back to it. But what's the point of the cards? They take up so much space laid out compared to a book/printout. So I always go digital. I use BattleKit. Yeah, I just always use BattleKit, actually. I think that, so in Kill Team, I don't ever use cards. I use BattleKit. But in 40k and Sigmar, I actually do prefer the physical cards. I can't tell you why. I think it is just easier when you are completely lost, when you are adrift in a sea of mechanics. I do think that the cards help, at least when you are truly lost in the game. I think that as you get better, you can probably move away from that, perhaps. Just throwing it out. That's me. That's me. I see GG, I hit it. I'm not going to complain. So that's great. Thank you. Is it just interesting teams that currently exist or like future ideas? Oh, so for this one, the Centaur, again, for patrons, you have just seen the video I released today for patrons, which is coming out tomorrow, I think, where I'm actually doing a, future kill team, rumors, etc., etc. No, I was going to talk about teams that I'm currently interested in playing today. If you want to know, like, rumors, etc., release dates, that's a video coming tomorrow. Let's burn. I burnt myself out on 40k doing the 2k tournament this past weekend. You actually went to a 2k tournament. I didn't realise you played Kill Team 40k to that level, actually. What were you running? I'm shook. I'm shooketh. Great format for a stream. Like it a lot. Tabletop, you've been to my streams before. Is this... am I doing something else? Oh, sorry. Was I explaining the format? Oh, okay. You're making a joke about the title, aren't you? Okay, all right. I'm with you. I'm with you. It's my own benefit. Can't resist. Continue. Yeah, I love that box. It looked great on the vid. Yeah. Very good. Very good box. Agreed. Responding to every chatter is the best use of the stream format. It gives a real incentive to tune in. I agree. Yeah, like I say, you know, I started my channel because I just wanted to talk about Kill Team 2018 more than people around me wanted to listen, and I personally don't get much engagement or interest or value for myself in posting on like Reddit or Facebook or something. Like, that's just not how I connect. And so it seemed like and because I'm not a hobbyist, the only option was YouTube, really. So I went for it, and my channel has been a constant stream of consciousness for the past 6 years, basically. But there's very little feedback, in a sense. I do tend to read all the comments. I don't always respond, obviously. And that does become less and less so. But also, people will often leave comments, and they make very good points that are either agreeing with me, very often disagreeing with me, let's be honest. And I'm like, oh yeah, that actually, you know what, you said a good point, but I'm not going to debate it over text. That's really boring. And I get nothing from that myself, in the same way that I don't get anything from that. Like, that's why I don't post on Reddit that often, because I don't really get anything from that. So hopefully this is a little bit more back and forth. Custody Cola, yeah, because it's gold. Unfortunately, my custodies are white, so I messed up on that. But yeah, gold is the best color. Good evening. Hello, Demon Developer. Oh yes, Demon Developer, of course. You might have seen his post on Reddit. They are doing a much better, more comprehensive app, which is very interesting. They showed it to me. It looks cool. Something in my house just made a noise. I don't know what that was. Okay. Probably not going to blow up. We're fine. Jim Crimmins. I bought Brutal and Cunning for Wrecker, but I went to Etsy for extra proxies to build all the options. So now I've got to paint an extra 4 models, but can run everything. So I like orcs, but some of the best proxies I've seen is from Sean from the Once Upon a Kill Team podcast. And he's doing the brutes, not the brutes. There are some new Sigmar models. I think they're called Ragers. They're like brutes, so their legs are fully heavily armored, and then their tops are bare, and they look awesome. They look really, really cool. So yeah. The Age of Sigmar Ironjaw orcs really are amazing looking models, I think. Yes, Warpfire Minis is great for Skaven strategy. He doesn't do anything other than Skaven. But if you want Skaven, I'm not fussed about Skaven, actually. I will say. But as someone that's just interested in some slightly higher level play and discussion, I think he's good even if you're not super into Skaven. Thanks to someone who will remain nameless, I now need to do a battle report on Drop and Drink. Oh yes, jolly good. How are you going to do a battle report about the drinks, is my question. I tried the record crew on my game this Sunday versus Kassakin. Enjoyed your video for Nemesis Claw. Thank you. On your game this... Okay, you're playing against Kassakin. That should be your win relatively solidly, I think. Just based on the teams, obviously. App-based for the win. I'm quite the opposite, though. I prefer the cards for Kill Team, but I'm so used to cards for skirmish games since I played on Star Wars Shatterpoint. Oh, well, obviously, yeah. Can you even play Shatterpoint without cards? I don't think so. Certainly when I played Shatterpoint, well, you could. You obviously could. In fact, if I were to put my thinky brain on, if you had the app, you could, you know, a tablet, you've got that. You could have them still set out in landscape, and you could have both sides of the card open. That would actually be a benefit. And then you just swipe left and right to get to the next character. That wouldn't be terrible, you know. Mood after my first big tournament, I didn't play any Kill Team. Like, oh yeah. Even going to... I did 2 tournaments in January. I don't know how I still played more games after that, to be honest. Salamander, Firestorm character heavy list, lovely. Evening, hope you're good. Who do you enjoy watching for 40k content? Mega Brune. I feel like this might have come in just after I said it, but currently the guy I'm watching the most is called PNW 40k. I quite like his battle reports. He only does Necrons, which I'm getting a bit bored with, I can't lie. But that's his thing, that's what he does. And yeah, I like the way he covers things. He's the main one I would recommend at the moment. There are some others. There's also the Disgustingly Resilient podcast. I don't much care for their podcast, but again, they do occasionally do some battle reports, and I do like that more tactical focus. That's what I like to watch things for. Obviously, they focus on Death Guard, but not exclusively. There's another guy who I can't remember the name of, who does a similar thing, who I don't watch, but only because I have an ear thing. You know when some people talk and they're like, you can hear their lips like smacking, almost like it's ASMR. I don't like the ASMR sound. If I hear people chewing or their mouth being particularly dry as they talk, I'm out. I can't listen to that for long periods of time. Yeah, so I can't listen to them, but their content is still good. But I can't remember who they are, so that's on me. There are also others, but for whatever reason, those specific battle report channels are what I'm currently like really focusing on. Probably because I'm trying to learn to play 40k and Sigmar without playing it, which is, I think, is quite fun. Because I feel like I'm engaging in that community without having to actually waste my time playing those games. Hello, Mr. Dead. Hello, Mr. Grumpage. How are you? Mildly deranged stream of consciousness is very much your... Yeah. I was saying this just the other day to somebody, and whether or not you like me is based purely on how much you like someone that just keeps talking and rambling. If you want concise, fact-based content, I'm not the guy for you. And I never will be. Even in the videos where I'm giving that, I'm not the best at doing it. However, I will say, because I do watch a lot of those channels, or at least I used to, those channels tend to be a bit dry. Now, that's not saying anything about the people presenting, I will say, because some of those people I've met in person, hilarious people, like died laughing when they were around, great guys. But their content, very, very dry. You know, they're high-level players, it's great stuff, it's good to see, but it's dry. There aren't too many larger channels out there that go for a more less dry, a more wet approach, as we all like it. Moist, we could say, a moist approach. Idiotic Synergy, hello there, how are you doing? I'm doing delightful, thank you. Thank you. I'm talking about Kill Team and a little bit 40k and Sigmar as well in this chat so far, so I'm loving life. 2-1, but oh, you won, that's great. If I went to a tournament and went 2-1, I consider that a win. But the time it takes me to set up, play 3 Gala Dark games and pack up, I just played 2 games, not counting set up and tear down. But you got to go with 3 players are. You do. You do. I will say, I've actually, so I played a game of Spearhead the other week, and I was meant to play one yesterday, but I bailed. So I should be playing one next week. But my wave of interest in 40k and Sigmar started with Sigmar. So I reached out to my local gaming clubs, and I said, hey, anybody willing to teach me? Tumbleweeds. Tumbleweeds. I finally got one guy who might be teaching me this Wednesday. It's up in the air. But I know that if I'd asked any 40kers want to teach me, I would have instantly gotten responses. So that is quite frustrating, if I'm honest. I think that, from what I've seen, Sigmar seems to be... They're very different games. At the high end, clearly, they are very different games. At the low end, they're probably very similar, but high end, totally different. I think Sigmar looks like a more interesting game, or it could just be that I like how Warpfire Minis presents it. Hard to say. Yeah. But now my interest has kind of shifted back a bit to 40k. So after I've had my training game of Sigmar on Wednesday, I'll probably reach out and see if anyone wants to train me at 40k. This is all going to come up again later in my favourite kill team format, by the way, because this is all relevant. Because obviously I've been thinking about it a lot for the past few weeks. Do you like the new edition better than 21 rules-wise? Yes. Yeah, 100%. 24 is better than 21, no doubt about that. At probably every level, specifically because you're asking about new players. At the high end, there might be balancing differences. And there are generally balance issues with Marines in this edition, obviously, which is not good for new players. And I don't know what high-end players think about balance. I don't care. I don't play with them. Who cares? But it is, at its core, a slightly improved system. It's very minor improvements, but I think that if you're genuinely coming in new to the game, it is much easier in 24 than in 21. Kill Team 18, live long and prosper, my man. Poor guy. Managed to make up my proper exaction squad, eBay, reasonable well. It's not terrible, to be fair. I mean, that's a very expensive squad. You could have just bought a kit, but fair enough. Oh, I think I've seen Sean post those orcs on Blue Sky. I'm not a Blue Sky man, but I have left X though, obviously. But yeah, I saw him on a local Discord that we're both in. Is the Kroot kill team for beginners? Not really. No. No. They're not the worst team for beginners, but you're going to struggle, I think. You do have a lot of models, which is good. But their real power... So, I think when you're playing against another beginner, they'll be fine. Unless that beginner's playing Marines, in which case you're going to lose. But if it's another non-elite team, you'll be fine with Kroot. But the power of Kroot really comes in where you actually start to use all of your abilities correctly. And Kroot have a lot of abilities, so it's naturally going to be a steeper learning curve. Quite annoying the GW don't supply enough to make it up. Oh yeah, right, so you bought a box, and then you bought the extras. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, really, for that team, you should just buy 2 boxes. Yeah. Yeah. Caleb Hastings, he focuses on the Seraphon and definitely do that. I love some dinosaurs riding dinosaurs. Totally agree. I think everyone does. You really can't go wrong with that aesthetic. I think I have nearly 5k points of Seraphon. I kind of fell down the rabbit hole. Damn. Yes, that is quite far. Although, I will say, in Sigmar's defense, not nearly as far as 5k would be in 40k. Sigmar is a much smaller game. As I'm watching the battle reports for Sigmar, I'm often surprised by how few models run the board at a fully competitive game size, which is really interesting. Ah, Mega Rune. Yes, my bad. All good. Is it called misophonia? I don't know what that word means. Oh, because like half an hour ago, I asked what's the word, didn't I? Alright, I'm going to Google it. I assume it's a type of miso soup. Oh, extreme emotional reactions to certain everyday sounds. Yes, maybe that is it. Yeah, yeah. I'll go with that. Yes. Sometimes I just cannot stand a sound of somebody speaking. So yes, I suppose that. But it is eating. Nose and throat. Oh, yes, I have this. There you go. Diagnosed. I'll apply for my benefits immediately. It does genuinely make some channels unwatchable for me. Yeah. I heard this was the best kill team channel on the internet, but haven't heard anyone else's opinion. It is the best kill team channel on the internet, as long as you haven't heard of any other kill team channels on the internet. Yes. I think most people are overwhelmed by Kroot to begin. Yeah. Kroot's a tough one to begin with. You don't need to seek out other options. You guys get it. You guys get it. Yeah, sorry for saying moist. That was my bad. I did end up watching your video. Sorry, I missed a chat earlier from Demonic Developer saying that I should do a Void Dancer gotcha guide. I have not done Void Dancers, and with how poorly these are performing, I will not do Void Dancers. Thank you though. It's fair. Yes, I should do a gotcha guide for all teams, but I'm not going to because nobody's watching them. Thank you. Oh, Oddworld Crute. Yeah, I'd never put the pieces together before, but I see it. I see it. I did end up watching your video on the solo mode. I haven't had a chance to try it myself. Looking forward to at least giving it a go. Your videos obviously have helped me learn Kill Team quicker. So the solo mode, the only one I've so far published was the solo co-op mode review. Is that the one you mean from back when I also, like when Hivestorm released? Because if so, over the next 1 or 2 weeks, I actually have like 3, 4, I've done 3. I've got 4 or 5 new solo co-op videos coming out, which you might be interested in. They kind of cover like additions that you could add into your solo games. They're not how to play solo. I'm not doing that. But yeah, they're giving you ideas like initiative system, fog of war, boss battles, making your own team, and another one that I haven't done, so I don't know what it is. Check those out. I do enjoy the crew. Oddworld, yes, cool. You guys are having a chat. I won't read out your messages. It's like reading a private text. Ah, I did buy the kit for Exaction, but wanted to make... Yes, yep. Yep. What I did for that was I had some Necromunda Paladite Enforcers, and I made them the shield guys, and then so then I had enough models to do. But then I've still just bought 2 kits. I could have just bought another Exaction Squad kit. Oh, but you know what I was doing? We knew they were coming out, so I pre-purchased. I bought the Paladite Enforcers before the Exaction Squad was released, so that I could hobby early. That's what I was doing. They are very high cognitive load, yeah, for sure. They probably should avoid Crute. I would agree. Maybe I've been too light on how acceptable Crute are for new players. But the thing is, guys, if he's got the Crute, we're now just telling him how bad a time he's going to have, and that's bad. I'm trying to be more positive. Boy, do I love Deathcore. Yeah. Good luck with that, my man. Good luck with that. It'll be really interesting. I think this next balanced data set is going to really show GW's commitment to Legends. If they keep, like, Commandos, Deathcore, whoever, Pathfinders, with no buffs or super minor buffs, it's going to be pretty icky, if I'm honest. Big ick, we might say. Although they did buff the Deathcore, so I guess they've really proved that. And I do like that they clearly have a tiered system now. So at the lowest tier you get balanced, at the mid tier you get ceaseless, at the top tier you get rending. I wonder where accurate falls in that. Accurate is probably equal to ceaseless in their mind. Well, it's probably between them, isn't it? It's probably balanced, accurate, ceaseless is the actual, and then rending, is their actual tier list going up and down for how they're trying to buff things. But I like that they've got that. It's very clear, it's very defined. Have you looked at... Malevolent MC? Yes. I know his name. Malev. Yes. Malev, rules for kill team, looks kind of cool, injuries, leveling, etc. Yeah, so obviously he dropped them really early, and I haven't fully read them. I think they're a great addition. You know, if that's how you want to play, if you want to bring back that narrative, that proper continual campaign in a way that Kill Team no longer wants to give you, he's the only one that's done like a really comprehensive system. So 100%, I fully support that. Really cool. I haven't played it though, but I have seen it. I'm painting my deer. I'm painting my Blades of Cain Scorpions, and you're my background entertainment. Love it, love it. What other hobby is going on? I don't hobby. I try my absolute best to never paint, so I want to know so that I can live vicariously through you guys what you're hobbying. Because then, in a sense, I have hobbied what you've hobbied, you know? So people ask me, hey Andy, what did you paint this week? I say, well, I've painted some Blades of Cain, Scorpions. Yes, that was the video I watched. Regarding 21 versus 24 Marine balance, there's always going to be the stat check wall to get over. In 21, their out activation and charge blocking was the strategy to stop Marines. In KT24, you have to learn threat priority and activation in order to climb that wall. Yeah, so when Intercession dropped, they were very, very dominant. But now everybody only talks about elites as if that never occurred. And right up until the end, legionaries were winning things. They were not a brain-dead beginner team. Now, they are a brain-dead beginner team. And that's the switch, and therefore naturally they are easier to play. But additionally to that, it turns out they're also really good at the high end as well. So they just dominate at every level, which is obviously frustrating for some people. On the data slates, the tier lists from the top players, we are still seeing them consistently place Marine teams in the S tier, even after the nerfs. Obviously, they've given it to the teams that didn't get nerfed. So there you go, which I think probably isn't correct, if I'm honest with you. I understand why pro players are doing it, because they've gone into the shenags of Thousand Suns, and then and Legionaries, and then they've seen that both of these teams have had a nerf, so in their heads, they're like, well, clearly these teams are worse now. And so instead they put Angels of Death and Nemesis Claw up there, but it's like, I don't think Legionary and Warp Coven are any worse at all than Angels of Death and Nemesis Claw. I say they're even, and Warp Coven probably still better. So, yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit of, you know, I mean, hey, tier lists are dumb, right? Like, they're just a thing to talk about. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm talking about their tier lists. They shouldn't be taken too seriously. But I do think that a lot of the top players are probably, they've seen the nerf and they're like, okay, oh, my team's nerfed. I'm moving on to the next team. But their teams are fine. They're still clearly S tier teams. If you accept the Angels of Death and Nemesis Claw are S tier, you have to accept that Legionary and Warp Coven are S tier. Still. I'm just throwing that out there. You'll tell me, am I cracked? Am I cracked? I like how KT is diving into Tau auxiliaries. Yeah, I really like that too. I'm a Tau fan. I don't like how they play in 40k. I've never really understood it, but yeah, I like that I now get Kroot and Vespid because of Tau in 40k. Shame about the Pathfinders, is what it is. One of the most popular kill team challenges is marred by a speech impediment that I simply can't withstand for more than a few seconds, so you're not alone. There's only a few that can be, but I don't know of anyone with a speech impediment that has hit me to the point that I can't watch it. Oh, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm stumped on it though. So it's not a speech impediment that I don't like, it's literally the smacking sound of lips that tend, because if you have a microphone right here, right next to your face, and you're going constantly, it's going to trigger me so much. Yeah, there you go. I would love GW kill team to introduce. Yes, I would also love more Tau. Agreed. Ashes of Faith for Getbox Rise Season 1 teams. Yes, they were put into that, and there are no boxes to buy them, so they don't really exist. It's a very strange one. Ah. GG Easy Prince has left, showing off that he has a wife. All right, mate, calm down. Get on my level. Be a virgin for life. You know, chill. Dedicate your life to the art of wargaming, the masculine art of wargaming. I have no time for women. I was going to say I'm painting models. I'm not painting models, am I? Just think about the masculine art of Warhammer, all right? It's very straight. Yep. Crude was side graded from accurate to balanced. I would guess GW considers them broadly equal. It depends on the team. Anyway, all right. If I start thinking too much about that one question and ranting about that, I am gonna lose track of chat. Deathcore buff was actually decent when I played versus Blooded. So here's the thing, right? Okay, all right. Then you played into Nemenclaw. I'm like, if somebody says, oh yeah, I really like the buffs from this team into this team, and the team they were playing into wasn't an elite team, I completely disregard it. We're still hardcore in an elite meta. If you tell me your team did well into another team and it was elite, I don't really care. It probably already did well into that team. That's genuinely how I view the game at the moment. Elves are shenanigan masters and they have their own set of issues, but because they are glass cannon, they are less dominating at lower player skill levels than Marines who could just tank stuff. I'm not sure what non-legacy teams to pick up, but I've been eyeing up Breaches or Exaction. So you're solid with both of those because they're year 2 teams, so you'll get, you know, year and a half with them, no problem, before they go out of classified, which means you can't play them at certain tournaments. But yeah, Exaction doing quite well at the moment. I've never jived with Breaches. I don't really like the submarine theme, but I quite like Exaction. I was going to be playing Exaction, actually. I was thinking of maining them instead of Blades of Cain in January at my tournaments. But a local player, one of my 2 main people that I play against, or 3 main people that I play against, decided they were going to go Exaction. So I said, fair enough. I'll go Eldar. I do love elves, so. Try to get by without buying the kill team book. Got the starter, but want to play missions. Well, you don't need the book to play missions, unless you want specific missions. So if you want to do that, then there are free missions that you can play on Warhammer Community. Yeah, there are some PDFs of the Sniper's Alley and the Space Marine. They both give you missions to play. And there's also the White Dwarf that released last month now, I think, which gives you a bunch of missions. So play that. Legionary Butcher, lovely. Glad that I've painted a Legionary Butcher. Glad that I've painted a Blooded. Glad that I've painted a Vindicator. I hear the Vindicators are good at the moment. Is that true? Building the Harnkin Jaegers. Lovely, lovely. I asked this so long ago. The annoying thing is, right, as soon as I catch up with chat, I have to stop talking to chat because there's nothing to look at. But I asked that question so long ago, so if you typed that and you were waiting for my response, you've already left the stream. It's actually really annoying. I watch a few streamers, and for sure, for me, part of the reason why I am in their stream is because I want to say a thing and I want them to respond to my thing, right? Otherwise, live streams are worse than regular videos. So if there's not that interaction, I shouldn't be there. But if I type a thing and they then meticulously answer every question or every chat for the next 10 minutes, I forgot what I said. Is what it is. Picked up Halo Flashpoint. It's got a very interesting movement system. You move based on a square grid. Yeah, so I actually did a how to play for Halo Flashpoint on my other channel, Tactical Skew. If you type in how to play Halo Flashpoint, it's probably listed there because not many people have done that. But yeah, it's obviously based on Dead Zone. I really like Mantic system mechanics. They're really good. They're really solid across all of the games I've played for them. So yeah, I have no notes. They're great. I want some Black Templars that will use Nemesis Claw rules. Nice, nice. I love a loyalist heretic. That's me. Heck yeah, Jaeger's my main team. That's pretty hard on talking with Legionaries this weekend. Well, because you were in my chat, it's definitely not a player skill issue, that's for sure. But hypothetically, Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, look, I can lose with any S tier team. And I'm not like the worst player in the world. Although my recent tournament performance might make you think otherwise. But, you know, everybody can lose with S tier teams. Doesn't mean they're not S tier. Finishing the bases on my exaction squad. Love the look of them and love the dog. We all love a bit of dogging, no doubt, no doubt. Ran Warp Coven in my last game, post-nerf. If that's the nerf version, I'd have been embarrassed to play the original. OP broken teams. Agreed. Again, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing that Warp Coven got through in the state they did. We've got a super chat from Brian again, $5. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the support. Sorry, Gloss, Costy. No, it doesn't. But on the back of the shirt, it does. Okay, stop dots. There you go. There you go. I recently rewatched that video. Not as funny as I remember, but still worth the watch. You love to hear I'm going to say German, I'm not sure, but a German man loudly screaming at the inefficiency of his raid group being unable to not stand in ads. Like, that's just top-notch quality, you know? Oh, I've jumped. Oh no, how far did I jump? Right, want to try them. Kill Team has cooked in terms of smaller factions. Absolute godsend for the Guard, Imperial Agents and Tau Orcs. Totally agree. Totally agree. We get a lot of very cool stuff, which I really like. I like that they're building things out. I think it's really cool. It's still not as good as Underworlds and the building out that they did there, but it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. We did get a few too many just 10-man Imperial teams, I'm going to be honest, but that's fine. If you're, I think, yeah, as you say, if you're into like the lore of 40k and you just want a box of cool models, I do legit think that Kill Team has the best squad models. Probably not the best characters, because technically we don't have characters. And GW does do some amazing character models. Of which all of Age of Sigmar has better sculpts than 40k. Hate to say it, guys. Hate to say it, but it's true. But yeah, we probably have some of the best squad models out there, I'd reckon. Squad level, shall we say. What would you say to GW spamming out some more White Dwarf teams? No. There you go. Don't get me wrong. I would love more variety. But I think that if we get more variety... No, so what do I say? So if... Okay, so... GW has clearly indicated that they want the game to be relatively balanced. And clearly they are at capacity. As we can see from the release state of Hivestorm. So maybe we don't want more teams for them to hassle them with. Now, normally, we can talk about an opportunity cost when it comes to, you know, oh, do you want this team or do you want this team? It's like, well, you know, yeah, I'd like both of those teams, but do I want those teams over my favourite team and my favourite team that we still don't have? No, I want those. However, if you're hypothesizing more White Dwarf teams, yeah, sure, screw it. Why not? I don't care about the game being super balanced. Let's get crazy with it. Unfortunately, that's not the game we're playing. Kill Team doesn't want to get crazy with it. They want it to be a nice, tight, competitive rule set. And we do all like it nice and tight, so I can't really argue with that. But I would probably say that from what they're showing us to how they are acting, I don't think that's something that they would want to do, because in fairness, we have so many teams. Like, there are so many teams in the game. Are there too many teams? Maybe. But of course, the big issue here is that there are still 40k factions that don't have teams, which is insane. We have 36 teams and some factions for 40k don't have a team. I think that's a genuine mistake. Quite legitimately, I think that the game should have begun, as it did with Compendium, but the baseline should be every 40k faction has their team, and then we add on as we can. But they don't do that, so there you go. Who cares? Who cares what I think? GW's not listening to that. So I think Warp Coven is still S tier, but it helps that I'm C tier at best. Yes, Brian, I think that's a good way to view it. Obviously, the way you can work that out in a tournament is that people have ELOs, and so you can rank your player skill, and that's kind of what ICC ranking is kind of. You can get your tournament, your faction, your team rank versus your rank, meet in the middle somewhere, and yeah, that's why if I were to play Warp Coven, yeah, I'd probably be a B tier team, probably, if I did that. Recently played Phobos for the first time, and I was very impressed with them. They feel more powerful than they look at first. I don't understand Phobos. Yeah, I'm really confused by Phobos. I've played them a few times. I beat Blades of Cain with them, but not really, but I did. And I beat Exaction Squad with them, relatively handily in both cases. But from playing them, I have no idea how they would ever beat another elite team. And so I'm so shooketh to see that they managed to beat like Warp Coven or Legionary or even Angels of Death in a tournament. I have no idea how they did it. Like, legit. Next hobby project might be more 40k. They're talking about a team tournament, 2v2, 500 points per player, might be running either Deathwatch blobs or hobbying up some Necromunda Starstrider proxies. I hear that Deathwatch are actually like literally the most overpowered team in the game at the moment for 40k, which is bizarre. From Art of War there. As a Necron player, we need one that really sucks, so I don't... Yeah. The problem with Hyrotech Circle is they're very tricksy, so they feel bad to play against, and they're powerful. And they're going to have that stigma for a long time, until they take another nerf. But they probably won't get another nerf, because they're probably fine now, but people are not happy about them, because when you play against them, it kind of sucks to play against them. Just stopping in to say hi. Keyword tier list next video. Sure, fly S tier. Just stopping in to say hi. I appreciate you and your content a great deal. Have gotten into KT in the past 4 months, so since Hyperstorm dropped, and your channel has been amazing as a new player. Thank you. Thank you very much, Patch Hogan. I'm glad that I'm able to help new players get into the game. That's always where I focus my content, because I think it's very, very important that new players have something approachable to jump into. I feel like a lot of the other channels tend to shoot at the higher level, which is great, but more and more as I'm watching these channels for 40k and Sigmar, I'm very much appreciating just how important the new player experience is. Yeah, so I'm glad that whatever I'm doing is reaching some people still. Sorry Glass, my wife is into Warhammer also. I built her a Nighthaunt army and I'm currently working on Krieg for her. Never managed to get her hooked on Kill Team though. I mean, it is what it is. I am so far behind again. I've only just gotten down to the super chat. Jeez. Oh, I've lost it now. Here we go. I have my little Krieg army here, and just earlier today I had the rest of my Krieg turn up from Wayland Games, of which I have an affiliate link with, by the way, if you're in the UK. And I prefer Cadians. However, it's fine. I'll paint them like Cadians, so it won't be a problem. But, yeah. The thing is, guys, I get sucked into the enjoyment of the theme of the army, which is like, oh, cool, like space regular army dudes. Awesome. Love it. I hate saving on a 5-up. I hate hitting on a 4-up. That's just not how I like to play the game. I like to hit on 3s and 2s. And if that means I have less models, that's fine. Saving on a 5 is terrible. Saving on a 3, pretty okay. So I have this huge army that I actively know I will not enjoy playing on the tabletop if I ever do play it. Oh, it's really frustrating, actually. Yeah, it's really frustrating. It is what it is. It is what it is, but yeah. So I don't know, I just bought it, I guess. Great, well done me. If I ever get it fully painted, it will look banging. There's no doubt about that. Really excited for that. And that is, I maintain, the absolute best part of the game of 40k. Setting up your models in cool cinematic locations on cool terrain and boards. But don't play it. Don't play it, you know. Don't waste your time. Don't ruin a perfectly good deployment phase by playing the game, you know. But yeah, one day, all this stuff will look really cool. Today is not that day. Today is not that day. But there you go. Wife is a chap picking Krieg. I haven't read any of the Krieg novels. Are they worth it? My Navy Breacher did well enough into Plague Marines. Was on Galley Dark though. Good enough. Good enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Good for you. How's Exaction play? I did give a shield heavy run on a tabletop sim, but got smashed up. I don't really know. Again, as I said, I've only played into them like twice, and I beat them twice. So I guess I do know how they play, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the basic thing is they charge in and they hit you. Well, they parry you out and then they hit you and then they shoot you and you die. But I don't know. I don't have a good grasp on Exaction, despite them being one of the teams I wanted to play. Pass. Again, because they have a weird matchup into Elites. And at this point, they have a great matchup into Eldar teams. So they should be getting pumped up in the numbers soon, if what all of the pro players are saying, that the Elite meta is gone. And it's going to be an Eldar game now. Well, that means Exaction are going to be having a great time. Oi, mate. Oi, El Pori Pokemon. How's it going? Building a Fire Warriors proxy for Krieg. Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Oh, this is a perfect chance for me to show off my Tau. So, what we have back here is a Tau model I painted ages ago. This was from Kill Team 2018. Oh, I've got to swap my chat to here. So, boop, boop, boop. Here we go. So this is just it's a 3D, not a 3D printed model. Sorry, it's a, what's it called? The third-party model, and I decided to go with these blue bases, and I just really like them. There you go. End of sentence. So I actually don't like the white sept colors, but I've gone with them because it looks best with the blue base. I found a really nice color combination, which was Leviathan blue, then with a brass metallic, which I really like, and I did that on my Vespids. I think that's a really good color scheme, actually. Looks really great. This one works, I suppose, but I think it works because of the bases, and in general I wouldn't recommend just white Tau. But to each their own, to each their own. There you go. I got to show off some models. Well done me. Guys, I do see more chats coming in. I'm trying my fastest to catch up. I do apologise. Gosh. Just JP, triple load to you. I think Nemesis Claw needs a nerf, or only the Elite's profile as a whole. I mean, yes, I agree with you. I truly believe that Elites currently are too strong. I don't care about the top end of the game. It's irrelevant to me. But at the lower end of the game, and they are going to be bad for the health of the system. But nobody has real sight of that in the balancing teams, because how do you quantify that? There are no statistics for what I just said. I'm guessing, right? I don't know. So don't know. Yeah. I think elites are overtuned. But also, you don't want to completely nerf elites from the top of the game. So balancing a game is so difficult, you know. Subscribe to Tactical Cube will come in handy as I pick up that. For sure, yes. It was a nice, solid, comprehensive how to play. That I have not gone back to that channel since because it got very few views. Oi, mate, what would you think if I highly took inspiration of your shorts and do something similar in Spanish? Why wouldn't you? If you like somebody's content, you should steal it. I fully, like, I'm never going to do a Spanish reel, so take it. 100%. 100%. You'd be crazy not to. If you think it's funny and you want to do something funny, you should do it. That is, I stole it from somebody else. Except they were doing 40k instead of Kill Team. So I said, oh, I'll do that for Kill Team. Yeah. There are no original thoughts in the world. Thank you for answering a huge amount of my messages, specifically Mr. Half Dead. I appreciate it. No problem. Playing Corsairs for the first time this week and enjoyed your gotcha video. Still not sure if I'm more scared of their shooting or their melee. I'm learning. Oh, man. Yeah. Corsairs are really tough. I didn't put it into the gotcha guide video, but Corsairs need their own like discussion because they're bizarrely difficult, like to beat. Tyranids, yeah, Tyranids, Grey Knights. Where are they? Right. What do you think differentiates an average player from a really good player in Kill Team specifically? Don't know, I'd have to think about it. Longer than I just did. No, I don't know. I don't know. There you go. I've got no clue. I'm not a good player. So I couldn't really tell you about that. I could make some things up, but I don't think any of them would really be true. I'd just be talking and saying things. So, don't know. Quick, first thing that comes to mind, you have one wish. What gets added to Kill Team, even if it makes little sense? Mine's Flying Sisters. Oh, man. You know what? Grey Knights. Yeah, just, I want Grey Knights in Kill Team. And I want them to be crazy. I want them to be a mixture of Strike Force and Interceptors and Purgation, which all come in the Strike Squad box. But you can list build it. Give me that. Let my what are they called? I just said the name. The jump pack guys. Let them fly all over the place like a mandrake. Let my Purgation guys have insane flamers, and let my strike squads, you know, just I don't know, hit stuff. I guess. Yeah. Very nice. Top 3 such play against Kill Teams. So I already wrote that script. Oh, sorry. I already jotted down the reasons for that. Top 3 for different reasons is first Inquisition, because you have to buy so many boxes for yourself. Second is Warp Coven, because they suck to play against because they just do so much crap and you just don't understand what's happening, and then it's like, oh, okay, all right. And they're an elite team, so they also don't die. And then I can't remember what the third one was. But yeah, I don't know. I already wrote that one. So, just haven't done it yet. 2 games with Phobos beat AOD and Commanders both pretty decisively. But how do you beat AOD? Like, I'm looking at the numbers. I just don't really understand how. I should probably just play it, right? I should probably just play that matchup. I have not played Phobos into any elites, so I just haven't seen it on the board to be able to understand it. But I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm like, I feel like Phobos would just get wrecked. I don't know. Okay, so then you've said, oh, I use the melee guys. That's not Phobos. I understand it is Phobos, but like, and I understand that they have a toolbox, but still, it's like, oh, Phobos, the shooting team are good because they have melee. It's like, come on, that's, you know, that's not what I'm talking about. I obviously fully understand why Reavers are good. That's not the question. 2/6 first Siege Regiment is basically Krieg in these standard Canadian colours onto. Oh, okay, sweet. So I'm going to do my version because I'm going to have them all on ice bases. It's a thing. That's what I've done my other Imperial Guard as so far. I'm just making sure they all are consistent, so I can use them all in the same army, basically. Do you think we will get a dedicated Emperor's Children kill team like Death Guard? Maybe. I mean, this would be the box, right? Link it up with the current Emperor's Children release. That'd be cool. I don't really like Emperor's Children. I don't like those new models they've shown. Might just be the colour scheme, to be fair, but yeah, why not? Played a game on TTS against Felgor Ravagers, and I was playing Tempestus Aquilons. What an... Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, good luck with that. That's going to be a tough game, even if you know what Frenzy is. But you didn't. That's going to be a real tough game. Should have watched the YouTube shorts. In fairness, the whole Felgor Ravagers thing was just, oh, Frenzy. Really nice looking white suits. Oh, yes. Oh, we've caught up with the Tau. Excellent. Oh, I've almost caught up with chat. Super clean Tau. Those bases are sick. Make those count. Yes. I think that the bases really make them stand out. They look great with the white. Yeah. I'm really happy with those Tau. I've just, yeah. I'm hyped. To get an army of Tau on the board looking like that. I think it will really stand out because of the bases. Add a fourth objective. Oh. The thing is, I don't think they will ever add a fourth objective. Purely because there are not 4 objective tokens in... Like, I think they've genuinely closed that option off from themselves. Purely because of that. Which I think, practically, is the correct decision. You shouldn't add a 4th objective because you haven't given us a 4th objective marker. But it's a shame we didn't get a 4th objective marker, perhaps. Yeah. I suspect what they're really focusing on, one would hope, is mixing up the TAC ops for the next season. Changing the game more than anything else, I would hope. Yeah, make those Chaos Marines 12 again. You're my favourite Kill Team channel. I haven't found any others. Yeah, good. Same. Every time I type in Kill Team channel, it's just me. Over and over again. Of course, that's because I type it in on my channel. Probably why I'm the only one that comes up. Played Drew Carey into Aims of Death. Got my ass handed to me. I don't know what Drew Carey is. Do you mean Phobos? I'm confused. I should know that, right? Drew Carey? Oh, Drukari. Okay, alright. Yeah, fair. Yeah. Grey Knights are due a refresh in 40k, which historically means they should get a kill team. You would hope so. You would hope so. If I'm honest, guys, I'm going to say it right here, right now. Well, my patrons, have already seen the video. The rest of you, lovely folks, will see the video tomorrow. And I don't say this in this video, because I literally forgot. Because that's how my life goes. But I don't think it's Grey Knights. There you go. I'm going on record. In this stream, nobody clip this. Nobody ever bring this up again. But I don't think we're getting Grey Knights in the next box. That's my hot take. I think straight up Varric is wrong. This will also be the first time he has ever been wrong. So why do I think this? I don't know. I just do. I've just got a hunch. Life can't be so good that I actually get Grey Knights in kill team. So I reckon it's not Grey Knights. Even to the point that, like, legit, I don't know, maybe this is a plant against, from GW to find out Valrac's leaker. And, you know, they did a little bit of A/B testing. And I think this could be the one where we don't get Grey Knights. I don't know about the Khorne side, but I don't think it's Grey Knights. Chaps. Just throwing it out there. I do not say that in tomorrow's video. Hopefully Grey Knights get taller soon. Yeah. I still want new Grey Knights. But I just don't think it's going to be the kill team next month. A Grey Knights team would be great because it would give me an easy pivot into Warp Coven. Yes, exactly, Ryan. You just proxy the models because they're the same. They should be the same. I really want new Tyranids though. Yeah, I want Tyranids as well. I agree. When Tyranids. I think a Kill TV each Chaos Legion is likely. Yes, I think that makes sense, right? A Chaos Legion team for all of them. I just don't know if we get them. And if we do get them, what are we giving up for them? You know? I've never played them in full 40k, but Thousand Suns is the only team I've actually played in Kill Team since 2015, or 2018, when I had both the TS and an Oops All Lictors team. Oops All Lictors? That was good stuff, my man. That was good stuff. Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed Kill Team 2018. Don't get me started on it. I'd wish for more demonic teams than corrupted Marines, so hopefully there could be a demon or two in there. Yes, I'd really like that. It's such a shame that GW is moving away from demons, which is like one of their main selling points, the warp. And they're like, yeah, the warp, but not demons. Marines in the warp, not demons in the warp. It's like, fine. Which I kind of get. You know. But it's not, it's fine, whatever. But if you can give us Marines transforming into demons, now we're talking. Now we're on the hype train. I'm waiting expectantly for Grey Knights. A bespoke box with some new models would make me, yes, I would love that. I agree. To the point that I even bought like everything I need to do my own Primarisified Grey Knights. You know, like I'm really hyped for it. But then when we heard the rumours that a Grey Knight refresh was coming, I was suddenly like, oh, well, what's the point then? So I don't know. But I have all those bits just lying around waiting. Doesn't an adaptable toolbox help make a team good? It's like a Swiss Army knife team. Also, the Incursor Marksman was the MVP. No, you are correct, Big Diddy 79. You are correct, yes. Just in my head, Phobos are like, oh, they're the guys that do shooting. And when the only thing you praise is, oh, I can melee, it's like, okay, fine. Yeah, hitting on twos, pretty good. AP1, is it Lethal 5? I know it's not silent, but I have no idea how mid-sized teams beat Felgor, is the answer. Yeah. I don't know how anyone beats Felgor. Clearly they do, but it's tough. Need Tyranids, Drukhari. Wait, there are other Kill Team channels? Don't think so. Maybe. No, we should look though. No, don't even look, because you think it's Black Templars. Don't know what that was about. No clue. You see, this is why taking 10 minutes to catch up with chat is so bad. Take that as a note, Tabletop Impulse, for your stream tomorrow. Just FYI. Sean Smith, sorry if it's already been asked. Who would you like to see as a free White Dwarf teams? I don't think we get them, but any of the teams that I want to see. I don't think that a Grey Knight team is, a White Dwarf team is any worse than a custom team. However, I suppose Tyranids, because I don't really feel like Tyranids need a new custom team. They've got lots and lots of range to pick from. So give me a list build. Let me take a Swarm, let me take a Gene Stealer, let me take anything I want, basically. As opposed to confining me to a single box. Yeah. And include Rippers. Oh, you know what? Necrons too. Because I don't need new Necron sculpts. Let me pick some. They've got loads. Right. What would it be if not Grey Knights? He also mentions Zeal could be Templars in this stream. Oh, is that what we're talking about? Oh, I think it'd be Black Templars for the Valrak rumours we're talking about. No, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't think it'd be Grey Knights. That's all. I have no idea what it's going to be. I'm telling you, I don't think it'd be Grey Knights. I don't know. He also mentioned Zeal. So, okay, could be Black Templars. Sure. I don't know what the other options are. I just don't think Grey Knights. Yeah, refresh in 40k needs to come before there was a change for KT Grey Knights. Well, you say that, Miko, but we got the Deathcore 3 years before 40k got Deathcore. Right? There's no rules in GW's world. They just make it up. No way they can bring up Grey Knights without something demon related coming out too. I agree. It would be weird to have Grey Knights against anything other than demons. But also, you know, on that note, I don't think GW wants to give us any more demons. So I'd say that leans towards my point. I don't think we're getting GK, and therefore, logically, I don't think we're getting demons either. Do you think they could and or should bring back some sort of cut? Yes. End of sentence. Of course they should. I have a Grey Knight army right here. Let me play them in Kill Team. Thank you. Once again, GW needs to give every 40k faction a team. 29 if that helps your pace. Don't know what that means. All GW games skew heavily towards melee. That is not true. Yeah. So 40k is so shooting dominated that if you play on, yeah, I mean, you know this, Major Tom. If 40k is played on Planet Bowling Ball, then shooting wins always 100% of the time. So it skews shooting. The rest of their stuff probably skews melee as well, sure, but not 40k, their biggest game. White Dwarf teams aren't worse than a custom team. Not me casually hiding my Warp Coven issue with White Dwarf. Yeah, and the thing is though, right? Tyranids are the perfect example. Necrons are a great example. They have so many models. I don't really need new models to enjoy what they have. Just let me use them. So yeah, it can be a, it can be that. There you go. It could just be a White Dwarf team. Sword Brethren would be a great White Dwarf kill team. The box basically, yes. So this was said when the Sword Brethren box released. It's such an amazing box. It's got so many bits that don't even get used in the 40k box. So many extra bits that if they just make something like that, that'd be awesome. I hope they do. That'd be sweet. Apparently the title of the new box is Blood and Zeal, which is cute because the previous box was Brutal and Cunning, and it'd be great marketing if they had leaked these names in advance. Yeah, it'd be nice if they gave us like some sort of hype, wouldn't it? So Blood and Zeal, well, Blood has to be Khorne then, doesn't it? And Zeal, yeah, you know, I don't really associate Zeal with Grey Knights. Odd as it might sound, that does sound way more Black Templars. And I look forward to being able to do Black Templars in my bone armor colour. Because no way I'm changing that colour scheme. Grey Knight fans have become lamenters. Yes, indeed. Jolly good. Okay, alright. Blood and Zeal. Could be Black Templars. Sounds hot. Hype. Didn't know that Deathcore was that far before. Well, yeah, they were the release team 3 years ago. And Deathcore has just released now. 3 years. Don't rain on my hopium. Hey man, you keep it alive for the next week until we get that reveal at Warhammer World, hopefully. You know, good for you. But I don't think it's Grey Knights. If it is called Blood and Zeal, then yeah. You see, there should be a roadmap. The roadmap can just give us the names. Like, if we had Brutal and Cunning, we'd be like, oh cool, Orcs and what? Blood and Zeal, oh, what could that mean? There's so much fun and speculation if they are titling things like that. That, yeah, like that'd be really fun. We didn't really get that last edition, it wouldn't have worked. Like, oh, what is Kill Team Salvation? Nothing. But Brutal and Cunning, Blood and Zeal, that'd be really awesome. I'd love to see that. Would it be good if you told me this earlier so that it could have gone in my video that I've already recorded, so I'm obviously not re-recording it, but oh well. But yes, that is something they should do, and then they should give us an actual roadmap. Because a game without a roadmap is the dumbest thing I've ever considered. Seriously. Didn't know the death... Yeah. Palatine, Sacrosanct, Seraphim, 2 heavy weapons, 1 system, 1 repentia. That's your... Cool. That sounds fire. I'd play that. That sounds good. Better than Novitiates. What is a White Dwarf team? I'm fairly new to this. So, Kieran, in the last edition of Kill Team 2021, when there was only the Compendium and the Death Corps and Commandos from the very first box, Games Workshop wanted to get us more teams, real teams, not Compendium teams, into our hands as fast as possible. but they were still stuck to only an every 3-month quarterly release cycle. And so between those quarterly releases, they also gave us a White Dwarf team. And so we got 4 White Dwarf teams, one for every kind of in-between quarter of the big boxes for the first year of Kill Team. So we still refer to White Dwarf teams. And the big difference between them is that they didn't ever come packaged in a Kill Team box as a single purchase. They were just a collection of models from the 40k army. There you go. So we call it a White Dwarf team. We haven't had them in 4 years, so they don't exist anymore, to be clear. But the old heads here still dwell. I don't think Tyranids need a bespoke team, but I would prefer it to TBH. They could use new strikes. Oh, sure. Every faction could have new models. I'm not saying not. And of course, you don't even have to say, so you've said there, redos of old models. They could just do new bioforms as well. We don't need redos, really. You could do anything. Every faction could enjoy a new sculpt, or a refresh, or whatever. But I think if you look at the fact that Tyranids just, this edition of 40k, had a huge range refresh, some of those models look amazing. Like, genuinely, the new Termagants, Hormagaunts, and Gene Stealers look stunning. Like, and you can use the Von Ryan Leapers in place of, you know, Warriors, etc. for the big base, like, larger swarm models. Like, they look great. They look great. Bone Templar, yes. Or I'm not going to say what I just thought. Cool. They did a roadmap, unlike any other roadmap I have ever seen before, no info. Yeah, those were the worst. I think like every content creator made fun of their roadmaps because they were the worst thing we've ever seen. It's mad that they don't understand what people want from a roadmap. I'll be pleased if it is Grey Knights, but if not, I won't be sad. Honestly, so I wanted to be Grey Knights, but if it's Black Templars, I'll be pretty hyped for that as well, because I actually have enough models for 40k to run a Black Templar army, so that would really fit in quite nicely, if I'm honest. So I'll take it. Do you know why kill teams have a life? Do you know why kill teams have a life? It seems a waste that they become, oh, okay, a natural lifespan. Yeah, because they want kill team to have a, it's twofold. It's twofold. They want kill team to be a balanced game, and at the moment we have 36 teams. By the end of this year, we are going to end up with 40, at least minimum, 40 teams in competitive play. That's almost twice as many factions as 40k has. That's over twice as many as Sigmar has. We have too many factions. If we are a tight, and we do all like it tight, as discussed, game, then you just can't have that many factions. Straight up. Additionally, there's a business aspect to it of there is so much stuff that GW has to keep in stock and keep producing that genuinely, I get it from a business perspective too. The faster you can rotate stuff out and not have to keep making things whilst you're still releasing new things, obviously, because old things don't sell as well as new things. It's just mad. So I kind of get it. Like, I hate to be the corporate shill here, but I fully understand why they're doing everything they're doing. It makes total sense. I don't even necessarily disagree with what they're doing. As you know, I am frustrated that they're getting rid of the deathcore sprue, but not because they're getting rid of the rules, because they're actually getting rid of the models, which is a real shame, and I didn't realize they were going to do that. That video got a lot of negative comments with people saying I'm just like click farming and I don't seem genuine, which was really weird. I was like, why would I do that? Well, I do like clicks, but no. It was because I had assumed that we would still have access to our models. There you go. So just them saying, oh, no, you don't get that anymore. I was like, oh, So I can't even make that team anymore. It will still have rules for 6 years, but you can't buy the models. Whatever. You get it. You get it. I didn't realise they were going to do us dirty that way. Do you think there's a chance they even let us shoot into melee with missiles having a chance of hitting friendlies? No. But they should, because that would be much more fun. But they won't. Varak was also talking about Tyranid terrain again today. Could you see something like that? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. The way Varak tends to work is that on a long enough timeline, he's always correct. So Tyranid terrain would be amazing. I'd love it. Like, Tyranid and Tau terrain are the two terrain types I actually want to see and be able to buy and play and all that great stuff, you know? Are we going to get it in a long enough timeline? Yes. Everything will happen. All of the Primarchs will return. Every faction will get terrain. But could that be a kill zone? That would be amazing. That could be the next kill zone. Just think of that. It would make sense for it to be the next kill zone. This could be a good fun rumour video, couldn't it? So the next kill zone, because that way it's still in the Leviathan edition of 40k. Whereas if we leave it till the next kill zone after the next kill zone, we'd be into 11th edition, which wouldn't then have Tyranids as the main threat. It'd be something else as the adversary. So the next edition, the next kill zone should be Tyranid-based terrain in some form. And and so then we get a big terrain set, just like Volcus, but it's Tyranids. And then throughout the year, in all of our quarterly boxes, we're going to get additions to that. That sounds fire. I'm not going to lie, that sounds amazing. I would love it. And because I want it to happen, it therefore will not happen. And I have learned this lesson from life. So there we go. There we go. Sorry for wanting it and therefore denying it to us all. Grey Knights. It's not going to be Grey Knights. But yeah, me too. Chimerix Project. Hello, Chimerix Project. Good to see you, my man. God, anything to let me use them new Hormigans. The new... I just said it. I'm not going to say it again. However, I'm going to say it again. The new Tyranid models look amazing. I actually think that the stuff that they released in the Leviathan box are not the best refreshes. Gene Stealers, Termagants and Hormigants look so good. Like, I want to use them. I still get comments on my years old Tyranid kill team vid. We need it. I know. I don't know what's up with it, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're smoking. I assume crack. Laced with fentanyl. I don't know what fentanyl is. It might be crack. I actually don't know. Such a square. Yeah, we do. Tyranid versus Tau can be called For the Greater Goop. For the Greater Goop? Yes. I feel like Goop should then be sponsored by Gwyneth Paltrow or something. I don't know. They probably can't use Goop. They'd be instantly copyright struck. Do you still have a discount with Crossfire Games? Yes. No, I've never put it in descriptions. It's just Glass Half Dead 24. So that will get you 5% off, which is the most that he offers from any content creator. So if you choose to use him, thank you very much. It's been real, Andy. Got to run and get ready for bed. Work night and all. All right, Brian, have a good one, my man. Thank you for joining in. Just need that Shrike squad. There are so many options. The one that I've said is a redo of a Ravener kit, but dual kitting it with warriors. Now, this would be only 3 models, right? But you could easily fit 2 sprues of Rippers on there, or even 3 sprues. So it would still be a 5 or a 6 model team. I think that makes sense, you know. Oh, it's just come in from CT. I'd like a Nid Warrior kit. Also just more non-marine 6 team up. I agree. I agree. I prefer that more elite squad. Inevitably, not just because there are a few models on the board, but also they just play closer to my, like, I like being good at what I do. You know, I like saving on 3s. I like hitting on 3s, which inevitably means that you have to be a more elite team. He caught up with us. Come on, chat, make him work. I can actually talk about my stuff. How long almost, we got like 50 minutes left in the stream, guys. So maybe I'll quickly talk about my favorite kill team format and interesting teams. A Raptor kill team would go hard. It would go super hard. Totally agree. And as we are losing Phobos, it means that we do have room to have that sort of thing in the game. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But then it should be Deathwatch. Because technically Raptors are just a paint scheme. And GW has moved away from enforcing paint schemes. You know? But then if they give us a Black Templar team, that's just a paint scheme. Really what we want, let's be real, is we actually do want, if you recall back in the old days, all of the tactical marine squads had their own faction tactical marine squad. It was called something else, but like there was a Blood Angels tactical squad, and Space Wolves had something else. They were called not Long Fangs, Blood Claws. They had a name, probably had the word wolf in it, whatever. And what if Kill Team became the place where they redo the generic intercessor version of the different chapters? That'd be hype. That'd be hype. I'd be into that. I've been contemplating using Quar to make Ratlings. Not built any Ratlings to compare size yet, but a team of Anteaters would rock. Quar is weird. I'm aware of it. I've never played it, and I've never looked into the rules for it, and it does look a touch odd. But I do see it being, you know, pitched around a place. I am in the old Reddits for, what's it called? Just r/wargaming, where I see it brought up. I recently made a decision to pay less attention to games that aren't Warhammer or GW based, because I already have Kill Team as my niche game. I know that it's not particularly niche for all things considered, but I've already got it, it's there. And so if I'm going to spend more time thinking and playing games, if it isn't 40k, then my niche game should become something else, you know? I don't know. Being a 40k player before Kill Team, I love the fact that colour doesn't matter. I can paint my models how I want and pick the theme I like. Totally agree. Although I will point out that, oh wait, 40k before Kill Team. Oh, you know that that's the case in 40k as well now, right? Like, once they moved over from 7th edition, they made a pretty hard decision, you know, hey, your chapter is now just a collection of keywords. Your colour doesn't matter anymore, which I agree is a good decision. It's a good decision, for sure. I like them to do a Blackstone Fortress style game with Kill Team rules, narrative with an actual goal and rewards, maybe an upgrade tree. So they did obviously do as your, like, they didn't do that per se, but they did give us, what was it called? Dark Tide, the board game, which used Kill Team rules on a hex mat. You know, something to... It doesn't have that long narrative of upgrading models, I agree. But yeah, I don't know, GW is really weird with their Warhammer Quest series of games. And I feel like they had a really bad issue with Cursed City. And we haven't seen anything since then. I don't know, maybe that will come this year. Because we don't really know what they're going to release this year. Is it going to be another Horus Heresy? That's kind of the idea, the thought. But it could also be now this is the year where they give us in summer, in June, July. We've got 40k, we've got Sigmar. We get Kill Team right after Sigmar. And then this year there's a space because none of the teams or the games are in that 3-year gap of releasing. It should be Horus Heresy because that released 3 years ago. But we don't know if they're going to do that. So maybe this will be a Warhammer Quest year, Space Hulk year, don't know. Be interesting. Not playing Quar. That's an awesome idea. Yes, sorry, ambiguous sentence. I meant they were made 40k. Oh, okay, yes. Jolly good. I want to play my favourite team on every map. You can, I hope. Always waiting for an AdMech Electro Priest kit. Oh, good luck. Good luck. GW doesn't know what to do with AdMech. I want to be able to play any team in any map, but... Oh, did you see about... What? Sorry, before I talk about Warcry. I don't quite know what you mean by any map. I do think it's a real shame that GW has moved away from giving us individual things. What am I saying? Sorry, cross-game things. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but like, Gene Stealer cults are like the only faction left that have any form of cross-faction, cross-game, cross-system thing. So, Gene Stealer cults you can play in Kill Team, 40k, and Necromunda. That is the best faction out there if you want to play multiple systems. And it's crazy to me that they don't do more of that. You know, you used to get demons who would be 40k and Sigmar, but they've cut that right out, which is crazy. Whatever, it's just GW being idiots. Sad Warcry noises. I saw a rumor on r/Warcry Reddit that there might be news of that this week. Like them, oh yeah, it's the Warcry year, isn't it? So in theory, Warcry should get released this year, as it's been 3 years now. Because Warcry releases the year after Kill Team. Let me tell you this. If Warcry drops, hot drops, into our lives this year, I don't know what they're going to do to it, obviously. But I plan to be balls deep. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. Because, I don't know, I'm just excited by the potential for it. I want another skirmish game in my life with a bit of list building, you know, that would definitely scratch an itch for me that for whatever reason 3 years ago I wasn't currently interested in. I was probably too hyped on Kill Team 2021 still at that point to really pay much attention to another game fully. That has gone, as you are fully aware. So a new Warcry would be really cool. Yeah. I'd be all in on that. I'd be all in on that. To the point that I would probably make Glass Half Dead my skirmish channel, which would then, not fully equally, obviously, but similarly cover Kill Team and Warcry. And then Glass Half Dead would be I do skirmish, as opposed to just Kill Team. We shall see. We shall see. There's Negavolt cultists in Blackstone Fortress. I don't know if they're any good for Electro Priests. Yes, they are. There's rumour of a new Old World edition / something or other, so that might be the thing for the year. But it won't be a new Old World edition, because Old World just released last year, didn't it? But it could be something else in the Old World. Maybe it's Warcry goes Old World and becomes Mordheim-esque, but is Warcry-esque, a blend of the two. That'd be hype, that'd be hype, I'd be into that. They won't do it. As long as they say, oh, it's still Age of Sigmar, by the way, then they will do it. But they might give Warcry a more old world feeling. Yeah, I'd be into that. You know, more Mordheim feeling, more like Warcry, but focusing on dead. You know, the undead. That'd be really cool, as opposed to focusing on chaos, which they got weird with it. And not just weird, but bad. Not good. Yeah, I feel. Like, the releases for this edition of Warcry have not been stellar on the chaos side until they branched out a bit. In which case I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, I like that there was a new Seraphon team and a new other teams. They were kind of giving every full Sigmar faction their team. Like Sylvaneth, Ossiarch, Bone Reapers, Lumineth. That was cool. So I hope that they kind of refocus on not just getting as weird as they can with chaos. Because that, I don't know, it wasn't a good weird, let's say. I knew you would be Tabletop Impulse, because I think you probably had that idea first, and I agreed with it, and I've stolen it, as I do all of my good ideas. But yeah, I'd be down for that. Always bad at Electro Priest. I just think Katie's the perfect place to give them some good models. Yeah, you know what? We all want different things. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I just don't think that Electro Priests are at the top of their list, is all I'm saying. But you never know. The problem with Warcry for me is that it just doesn't have the tactical bite. Katie needs me thinking about it. Warcry just is fun, then leaves my brain. Yes. So, you know, I've got a wish list of things that I would like for Warcry, but I think that it does need more crunch to it. 100%. Not much. I don't think it should be a crunchy game. I don't think it should become Kill Team. I think that would be a big mistake if it did. There's a lot of Kill Team that is not suited for Warcry. However, I think just a little bit of interest in the melee system, instead of just, oh, I rolled a bunch of dice. You know, like, give me a Kill Team style melee system in Warcry. That's just enough crunch, but different, not actually just identical. That would be really cool. So yeah, I think there's a lot they could do there. I think there's a lot they could do there. Will they? Probably not. Don't know. We'll see. Inevitably they won't. But there you go. Yeah. And of course, we never really know how things actually sell. So it's great for us to look online and say nobody plays Warcry. And that might be true. But maybe it's just not a very online game, but actually it sells loads. Don't know. Also, how spiky damage. Yeah. The damage system's terrible. Yes, Warcry terrain. Oh, you know what the thing is? I just don't like the beast theme that they've had for the last 3 years. That was actually a big deal for me. Didn't really spark my interest. Didn't tickle my pickle. Which is why if they went undead and everything had a kind of mausoleum or feel, or graveyard or crypt feel, I'd actually be like, you know, it's just easier to grasp, I think. It's less out there, it's a little bit more down to earth, it's a little bit better for those that want that more gothic feel of an old world, but also just say it's Age of Sigmar, that's fine. Yeah. So Age of Sigmar people can use it, and old world people can use it, and Mordheim lovers can use it, and new Warcry people can use it. But who knows? So guys, we've got 3 minutes left in the stream. I've caught up with chat. Good job, chat. Well done. So this is actually good because favourite Kill Team format was actually going to be a proper video. So now, luckily, probably interesting teams as well, but that would just be pure filler. So, interesting teams. No, sorry, favourite Kill Team format. I've been thinking about this quite a lot. I don't know how the video is going to work for that. It will just be me ranting, obviously. But now, luckily, you won't have it spoiled in this stream. And then also literally have, to go and watch the video I do of it. But basically, I have a friend who plays 40k, and he's a good 40k player. And every time we play, no matter what he runs, he beats me. Which he should, because he plays 40k, or has played 40k, and I haven't played 40k. So that's fine. But it does mean that our games are predefined. They're predetermined. Destiny fulfills itself every time. It doesn't matter what I play, it doesn't matter what he plays. He will win that game. Okay? And I think that's bad. But it is how the game should be. I'm not insulting the game there at all. It's just, yeah, the guy that has had times of going to tournaments and playing 40k as his main hobby that he did multiple times a week, he should probably beat the guy that doesn't play 40k, right? And so I'm thinking, how do I get around that? And then it occurred to me that actually, the way that I actually, genuinely, the format that I like the most in Kill Team is also a way to get around skill gaps. And so you are able to play with someone instead of against someone. You are still playing against them though. It's not just solo/co-op. It's not just co-op. It's not just let's play together with one team. It's a little bit different. It's basically that, but a little bit different. And I'm going to do a video where I talk about that, because actually the way that I genuinely enjoy playing Kill Team the most is for us to both play round 1 and 2, not stop, you can still play it out, but just have a much slower turn 3-4. And what you're doing is you are then coming together to collaborate to solve the problems on the board for both teams. And I really enjoy that collaboration between friends on the board. You're playing round 1 and 2 to get into a problem, and you're still playing the best you can, right? You're still trying to smash them, obviously. But so you get yourself into a problem, and then you basically stop, you remove the competitive aspect from the game, and you just talk to each other and say, oh yeah, so you're here now, so I think actually if you did this here, then that would really mess with my plans. To which I might respond and say, oh, well, yeah, okay, you know, okay, yeah, I think that could work, but actually I'm quite scared of this guy here and blah, blah, blah. And you still then kind of semi-play it out, but you only play it out after fully discussing things, almost turning the game from an active war game into a puzzle. And a puzzle that you are both trying to solve with basically open information, to the point that you don't have to finish playing the game. You could just talk about it. You've got the problem in front of you, and then how do you solve the problem, removing all level of competitiveness between you, and to the point that if it was in 40k, because it's such a big board, you get to turn 2, 3, I don't know how 40k works, who knows, and then actually just both go around the same side of the table, right, and say, okay, let's play this army together to do what we can, because that will then allow us to both win, if that makes sense. Because then if I'm on his side, and he's going to win this game, to be clear, now because I'm on his side, we're both beating the other army. And then when we both swap to my side, we are then both beating his army. So either way, I win. I get the joint fun of rolling lots of dice and getting kills. Yeah, technically they're my models that are being taken off the board, but because there is no longer an edge of competitiveness, I'm okay with it. And suddenly, as said a million times, we got ourselves into the problems that we are now both solving. And so the fact that I got myself into a bigger problem, and then that army still probably lost because of the disadvantage I got it put into, that's fine, you know? There you go. So that's actually my favourite format, which is not just the favourite way I play Kill Team, but I think it is also probably how most people should play the game when you're learning. And potentially longer than that. It doesn't have to just be a learning thing. It's how I enjoy playing the game. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. We've got to the end of the stream. If you've made it this far, I'd like to give you a big triple hello. Genuinely, thank you so much, everybody. It's great to have a chat with chat. And hopefully, if anybody's watching this back later and you made it all this time, I hope you got some good hobbying done. I hope everybody got some good hobbying done, or whatever you were doing. And I will see you next Monday? Yeah, I am streaming next Monday. But I think after that, I'm taking a week off. We shall see. We shall see. So have a good one, everybody. Stay hydrated. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.